17 Dilophosaurus were recreated by InGen in their compound on Isla Sorna, until a few months had passed where 5 were transported to the neighbouring island of Isla Nublar, aka Jurassic Park. Although it's not entirely made clear whether they intended for them to spew venom or not, given the DNA they used to recreate them. The clone Dilophosaurus had very abnormal traits that the original never had. These traits include a frill, venom glands, and even a skull which was like Deinonychus. The Dilophosaurus clones could spit venom at a range of 6 meters, which is 20 feet, and would aim for their prey's face to stun them before the Dilophosaurus would come in for the kill. It's likely that Dr. Henry Wu's inclusion of the frog DNA or splicing error was responsible for the abnormal traits seen in the clone Dilophosaurus, but more on that later on. It was confirmed on the DPG website that all 5 Dilophosaurus residing on Isla Nublar during the Jurassic Park incident had survived to 1994 at least. But before we go any further, here's a quick 60 seconds on today's sponsor, PUBG Mobile. PUBG Mobile is one of the most popular free-to-play mobile battle royale games in the world, with 50 million active daily players and more than 1 billion downloads in total. Enjoy the authentic battle royale experience, compete with other players, and find out who's the one who survives until the end. You can play solo, duo, or squad in Battle Royale mode, or in one of its 10 other game modes. They have collaborations with Spider-Man, the Amazon series, The Boys, and even Dragon Ball Super coming in 2023, with brands such as Lamborghini and Telsa. Shows just how popular this game really is. There's also a huge collaboration with Lionel Messi, who's one of the biggest football players in the world. He will be featured in a special time-limited event and will be supporting the game on his own social media. Accomplish weekly activities linked to Messi's content to unlock gorgeous Messi content, such as Messi's golden shoes, which will give you boost-like effects, Messi skins, weapon skins, Messi bag, ornaments, so much in-game right now. With a huge update coming on the Global Chicken Cup, which is a celebration of the World Cup 2022. Download PUBG Mobile right now. The link is in the description and a pinned comment. Do it now. Now, with the Dilophosaurus, we also know that there was a wild population existing on Isla Sorna after Hurricane Clarissa struck the island. No Dilophosaurus were known to have been held publicly in Jurassic World, nor was it listed on the official website as attraction. However, the Innovation Center included a holoscape, and the glass of the gyrosphere was designed to protect visitors from their spit. We also know that Jurassic World vets were trained to treat a common fungal infection in the folds of their frills. And in the book The Evolution of Clay confirmed there was a pack of animals in the park sometime in 2004, and implied it was taken out of the public display at some point. We also know that there was Dilophosaurus on Isla Nublar during the events of Jurassic World because of Camp Cretaceous Season 3. During their time on the island, the campers, aka Darius as well, encountered a Dilophosaurus and drew it in his Jurassic World field guide, thus showing that he would have encountered Dilophosaurus on the island in 2015. Dilophosaurus was also spotted on the Manticorp Island in Camp Cretaceous Season 4 and 5, showing that InGen's rivals Manticorp had indeed stolen the genome or even stolen the Dilophosaurus themselves from the original island. In 2018, it is also confirmed that Dilophosaurus are still on Isla Nublar because Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. During the operation to retrieve a bone from the skeletons of the indominus rex, Jack was briefly startled by the sound of a Dilophosaurus hooting in the jungle near mercenaries. However, he resumed his work without encountering the dinosaur, likely because of the approaching T-Rex scaring the small predator away. A viable embryo of the Dilophosaurus is also seen being salvaged and in the possession of Mill's mercenaries during Malcolm's voiced-over final testimony with the committee. Whilst we've only ever seen a juvenile Dilophosaurus, there are reports of adults. A hologram of an adult Dilophosaurus in the Samson Innovation Center shows an animal 20 feet in length. The growth rate of the Dilophosaurus is something of a mystery as well. While InGen documentation does demonstrate that the animal should reach its full 20-foot length, numerous sources associated with the original film claim that the juvenile size is as large as it gets. And it is likely that Dr. Wu actually engineered them to be this way and this small. However, the same canon source, the Tour of the Island site video, includes a full-size Dilophosaurus as 20 feet and actually states the ones in the park in 1993 are currently juveniles. The Department of Prehistoric Wildlife states that the Dilophosaurus grows only to 2.7 meters in length and 1.5 meters tall. That is the proportions of the juvenile. So you make up your own mind. Is the juvenile the small version, or is it the fully grown version? Let me know in the comments below. We also know that in 2022, which is Jurassic World Dominion, there were young and adult Dilophosaurus out in the wild, and Biocen Genetics were working alongside Department of Prehistoric Wildlife to capture them and bring them to the Biocen Valley. As of early 2022, there were at least 3 young Dilophosaurus living in the valley. They were commonly sighted in the wooded areas where they preyed on deer and other small animals. They also sometimes ventured underground. Their naturally exploratory nature could drive them into tunnels built by humans. When the Biocen Hyperloop was shut down in early 2022, during the emergency incident, 3 Dilophosaurus entered the main train tunnel and broke into the Hyperloop pod. They were not normally allowed here, with their natural implants restricting them to the valley proper. But during the incident, a wildlife fire forced Biocen to herd its dinosaurs underground to the emergency containment area. This is likely how the Dilophosaurus got into the Hyperloop system, and we all know what happened inside the Hyperloop system, don't we? Our favourite lovable character, Lewis Dodgson, met his end. A well-deserved one at that too. After the incident, the United Nations took over operation of the valley and presumably ousted the dinosaurs from the tunnel. The Dilophosaurus is also one of the main species sold on the black market. This is one of several species which has been poached from InGen facilities, either as DNA samples, eggs, or believe it or not, live specimens. We also know that most Dilophosaurus are social animals, preferring to live in a small group called herds or packs. These groups have defined hierarchies and family-like structure. A leader or alpha is in charge of hunting, much like when we see Blue and the raptor pack. As for reproduction, all dinosaurs lay eggs to reproduce, and the Dilophosaurus is no different. Courtship displays involve the use of the cowl, head crests, etc. And all the original Dilophosauruses in Jurassic Park were female, so we know that the original ones reproduced asexually, presumably by one of them becoming male. Dilophosaurus was intended to be exhibited in Jurassic Park with 3 separate locations where it would be visible along the main tour road. It was obviously meant to be on display in Jurassic World as well, but was obviously presumed too dangerous and taken to the restricted section. And if you want to know all about the restricted section, check out this video here. In actual practice, Dilophosaurus made a poor park attraction due to its nocturnal nature. It was never actually seen on the tour in Jurassic Park either. It did not make an appearance when the endorsement tour occurred, and 2 deaths have been attributed to the Dilophosaurus as a result of the initial incident. Although in Jurassic World it did sometimes escape its restricted section and escape into the Gyrosphere Valley, where it could encounter guests. As we said earlier, the Dilophosaurus actually had poison-shooting glands, and that is not what the original Dilophosaurus would have. Dr. Henry will utilise genes from the yellow-branded poison dart frog to replace decayed genes in the ancient DNA samples. As a result, had genetic defects. Later Dilophosaurus may have been engineered using the genes from the common reed frog rather than the yellow-branded poison dart frog. However, there were outrightly no distinguishable features from the other versions, so if the switch was really made, it confirms that the source DNA filler was not itself the cause of the alteration. So what was the actual cause of this poison-spitting gland? Despite attempts to explain the animal's abnormal features through genetic engineering and growth stages, the general public, and a fair number of video game studios may I add, have interpreted Jurassic Park's Dilophosaurus as an accurate representation, which it is not. When Lewis Dodgson actually tries to escape the 3 Dilophosaurus, he has the Barbasol cannon on him, and actually his death mirrors the death of Dennis Nedry 29 years before, which is a lovely homage to the original Jurassic Park back in 1993. All the original Dilophosaurus were presumed to be made between 1991 and 1993, which would make the Dilophosaurus' inclusion in Jurassic Park at least 30 years old. As of 2022, it is assumed that the Dilophosaurus now reside in the wild or currently residing in the abandoned valley, which is now a global preserve owned by the United Nations. But you guys make up your mind. Are they there somewhere else? Or maybe there's plenty of them out in the world somewhere, maybe even sold on the black market, but let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to thank you for watching today's video. Go watch all my other videos, there's plenty of them on the channel, and much like this, you will really enjoy them. Go and watch them. I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members. Thank you guys very much for supporting. If you want to support, check the description. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this when I upload, and hit the notification bell. I'm Shadows, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers now. Thank you. Bye bye.